All right, boys, welcome back. We've got an iconic tactic for you today. Sorry there was no video last week. Half term, things get in the way. We're looking at Jose Mourinho's Roma side. He's 3-4-1-2 that he changed halfway through the season and had really good results. Obviously, I'm a Jose fan. Brilliant to have him back at the top table pretty much. And yeah, it's actually worked pretty well in the match engine. I was a little bit worried about it, but it's worked pretty well. Links down in the description, takes you over to FM Scout. There is the download links for the Steam and the direct download that you put in your folders. And as always, make sure you like today's video. Subscribe if you are new to the channel. Muchly appreciated if you do that. And let me know down in the comments which iconic tactic you would like me to cover next. I've not run out of tactics. There's 100 tactics I could do, but I'm always open to suggestions, something that triggers me to do a video. So that can be from next week. Put it down in the comments. All right, guys, let's go and see my Jose's back 3-4-1-2. Okay, so here it is. 3-4-1-2. Now, what they have done, the Zaniolo's played a more advanced role since coming back from injury. Obviously, they've done really well. Smalling coming back from injury, formed a really good partnership with Ibanez and Mancini. Spinazzola has been injured for the most of the season, but we've got him on that left-hand side. They've used a youngster in Zielinski, who's an attacking midfielder, done so well down that left-hand side. So a nice little foil to have them two there. Karsdorp on the right-hand side. Cristante's done really well in the middle. And then Vertu played a lot. Mkhitaryan played more towards the end of the season. However, I don't like Mkhitaryan at all. So we've gone for Vertu in there. And obviously one of my favourite players at the moment, Lorenzo Pellegrini. We're looking at his sort of late runs. He does drop in to make a three. So that's why I've just got him on attacking midfield and support. But I am looking at hopefully for him to break through. And then Tammy Abraham leading the line. He will drift in, to connect play with the midfielders, be a target in the box. And then Zaniolo kind of plays in this right half space. Often you'll see him out wide. I wanted him to really lead the line. So there's a few key player instructions that we need for that. Okay, so starting at the back, we have got a goalkeeper on defence. That is it. Nothing flash for Patricio, just a goalkeeper. Right-hand side, ball-playing defender, we've got Mancini, but we've got the instructions of tackle harder, mark tighter. I think he's got like 20 Serie A yellow cards this season. He's a crazy amount of numbers for yellow cards. So we've put tackle harder, mark tighter. Chris Smalling just as a central defender on cover. We haven't got him as a ball player because he's not great from the back. He just normally just gets it and gives it, plays it out to one of the wider centre halves or plays it into midfield. Nothing flash from him. Ibanez is a wide centre-back on support, tackle harder, mark tighter. If you look at his heat map for the season, a few average positions, he does often get into these areas here. So we've just got him on support, though, not attack. On the left-hand side, we've got Spinazzola, no player instructions. However, we have got him on attack because he did, as he did do in the Euros, gallivanted down that left-hand side. Zielinski was the same as well, so we've put that side on attack. On the right-hand side, no player instructions. Karsdorp as a wing-back on support. In the midfield, we've got Cristante, who's just sat in there. Not so much a deep-line player, just sits, gets it, gives it, tackles hard, works out for the team. Brilliant plays and a really good second half of the season. And then we've got Vertu in there, who's a central midfielder on support. Kind of the Mkhitaryan role. I've asked him to take more risks, though. And then as the number 10... get further forward, tackle harder, mark tighter. We've got for Pellegrini. Tammy Abraham, complete forward on attack because he can do the lot. No separate player instructions. And then Zaniolo we've got him as an advanced forward on attack, but with the player instructions of run wide with the ball and stay wider. So he can work these areas here. He can get underlaps in, even overlaps at some point. Drift out into areas as well. That's what we're looking for him. But he's been pretty much, especially when Roma haven't had the ball, they do set up in this sort of like 3-4-1-2 formation. So that's why we need to really start Zaniolo as an advanced forward. Okay, instructions, mentality positive. We're asking to pass into space because they break. They don't. Their possession stats aren't amazing. So we're going to ask him to try and push the ball forward a little bit into Tammy, into Zaniolo to work the channels. Underlaps left and right. I want to see those runs from Pellegrini. I think Pellegrini's goal against Leicester in the semi-final, I want to recreate those runs a little bit. Zaniolo as well, underlaps potentially, especially when we've got the width of the wing-backs. Pass slightly shorter. I did do direct. We're not trying to gain any sort of possession advantage here. They do play, not short, but it's pretty much a standard sort of like tactic. They're more focused on getting the ball into wide areas, but at the same time, it's not a tiki-taka, but slightly shorter than works. There's a nice little balance. Slightly higher tempo, run at defence, because I want them fullbacks getting forward on Pellegrini. I want Zaniolo to commit defenders. In transition, no counter press because it's Jose Mourinho. We don't really get a counter press from him. We do get a counter attack though, especially in the wide areas. Tammy Abraham, 2 up front. Tammy and Zaniolo. Zaniolo in particular working channels. Tammy Abraham being a little bit of a target. Goalkeeper in distribution. Slow pace down. We're not going to rush it. Distribute to centre backs because we are playing with 3 at the back. Take short kicks. And then out of possession, a standard line. We've gone with a higher line because they do play with a little bit of a mid-block. I know sometimes he parks the book, but generally over the course of the season, they do have more possession than a lot of the teams, apart from obviously when they play the big boys. Defensive width standard, use tighter marking, trigger press more often, tackling gets stuck in. Yeah, especially from those defenders, those 2 central midfielders, we want them to be a threat. Now, what I am going to do is we've got a few clips to show you. I'm going to show you the few clips and then we're going to speed on to the end of the season and show you how well this tactic has actually done. Okay, we're back. Right, I thought I'd actually show you first before we show you a few little goals and stuff. We've actually finished second with this tactic. Now, for FM, I'm always a bit dubious about how creative a 3 at the back tactic can be and how we can dominate play. We're only on standard line of engagement. We're not asking to counter press. So I thought this one would fall down the wayside, but it just shows 87 goals we have scored. 87 goals. Absolutely tremendous. I'm going to be using this tactic, I think, in my new Let's Play. I think. Because that is a tremendous effort from the boys. Second in the league. They've also won the Europa Conference League, which they won in your real life. We did beat Spurs, though, in the final. So that was a good achievement. Knocked out in the Italian Cup. Right. Here's a nice little simple one to start with. Spinazzola, obviously, when it comes into this middle third, we're pressing. And just because this is what I like what it creates, is we often get, because of Tammy Abraham's complete forward movement, he often comes across to this left-hand side to link with the wing-back. And what it does do is normally stretch a defender across. And what I have found is, it leaves Zaniolo 1v1 a lot. I think it's this goal. It is this goal. Leaves him 1v1 so we can get on the shoulder. The left-back's not covered round enough. And he's in Zaniolo, and he's actually really good in front of goal. Zaniolo's had a really good season for me in that probably unnatural position for him. Ibanez at the back stick, so good from set pieces. The 3 centre-halves we've got, the midfielders as well, all contributing. And then once again, Smodorov is playing the Tammy role, drifting out wide, and Zaniolo is so good at getting in, low crosses into the box, touch and hit, scores lots and lots of goals in the 6-yard box. Right, so here's another one. Zaniolo's injured, so Smodorov is doing the Zaniolo role. Tammy drifting out once again. No one, they've still got a line in here of Zagreb. Spinazzola, Ibanez, the wide centre-back. Look how far forward he is. Getting involved, creating problems. It's a brilliant pick out. Shmodorov working the shoulder once again and tapping it home. But there's the wide centre-back getting involved. Set piece again. Cristiante, lovely header. And then this one's just a good move. Getting the full-backs up in the box. We want that late run from Pellegrini. Tammy's there. There's Shmodorov. There is Pellegrini. Tammy just nods it down into his path and Pellegrini absolutely smashes it home. What I would suggest is the number 10 position. I've struggled in recent years on FM with that, apart from using a shadow striker. But what I have found is just having an attacking midfielder on support and then just changing the roles has helped, because what I do want from that number 10 is to make sure that he's helping out that midfield too a little bit. Shadow striker, playmaker, you won't get that as much. So try just use that attacking midfielder and then just tweak his player roles. And then here we go, 3-0 against Salernitana. Obviously they aren't great, but 23 shots we've had on goal. Tammy Abraham, I believe, gets the first. Here is Spinazzola. It's just a simple slip pass in and through. It's really good. Spinazzola, so direct as well. But just I think what it does do, if we just go back a little bit, let's just see what the fullback does. So they're playing a 4, but because Spinazzola's higher and he's got past the midfield, it just sucks him out. And once again, it leaves that little bit of 1v1. Zaniolo now, they're pretty much 1v1. He's not really on a cover. Any pass in there, Zaniolo's going to probably get. Spinazzola decides to then to play Tammy in, 1v1 look, and he's through. And it was obviously a great finish from Tammy. Yeah, bullet. Love that. Another set piece. We're dangerous for some set pieces for 2. There is Ibanez. There's my wide centre-back. Get him as a wide centre-back. He just roams all over the spot, especially on the second phases from set pieces. Spinazzola again. Absolutely on fire. This time, to be fair, Tammy's movement has created this. If we just go back So here is Spinazzola. This is, look where he scores the goal to Spinazzola, by the way. So look at Tammy's movement. He's come to get it short. He's not got it. He then just keeps away, doesn't come into it, leaves this space open. This defender is now thinking about Tammy as well. Opens out that space. He could have slipped in Zaniolo. I thought it would have been a Zaniolo slip, but he's absolutely rocketed it. Bad goalkeeping, I suppose. But there you go. Just creating that space allowed Spinazzola to move into. So Tammy on that complete forward. Absolute beast of a role. And that's it, boys. As you can see, the results, you know, there's some massive... If we go back to the league, there's some massive results in here. 24 wins, beating Juventus. Only 5 defeats as well. They came 3 away from home. Napoli, Inter, all 1-0. Sampdoria 1-0. 24 wins. Let's go and have a look at the wins a little bit more closely, actually. How do we do against some of the big boys? So Atalanta, we beat 5-0 and 4-1. Inter, we lost 1-0 but won 4-0. Drew with Juventus away, won 3-1 at home. Beat Lazio 4-0 in the derby. That was at the start of the season. I did have some results from that and some clips, but I didn't save it. And what happens is you can only watch match highlights from the last few games now on FM. I don't know why that's a thing. It'd be interesting to know if you know that. Let me know down in the comments. We've beaten Milan and lost to Milan. Napoli is the only big side that has taken more points and beaten us in points. They've drawn and we've lost against them. But it was a 1-1 and a 1-0. So it just shows we've had a really, really good season. In some other seasons, 81 points would be enough, but Inter have absolutely flown away. Just those 5 draws. We've had 5 more draws than them. That's cost them. But I'm really happy with that, and that would have really set us up for another season. There's not a lot of things to change. I am going to use this tactic in my new Let's Play series that is coming very, very soon. All right, guys, that is it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Jose is back. He is back for now. Fingers crossed he can build on and get him Champions League football next season. Thank you very much for watching. Smash a like on today's video and let me know down in the comments which iconic tactic you would like me to cover next. Take care, guys. See you later.